Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Odie. I'm the varsity basketball coach at Cramerton Christian Academy, and I'm joining you today to share the athletic awards for the 2019-2020 season. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't want to do this video. This is the third take. It's not something I'm looking forward to. It's not something that's easy because we are graduating and recognizing an incredible group of guys who've meant a lot to me as a coach and personally, and I just love them to death, and I'm so proud of all of them. And just being with them the last 4 years has been an incredible experience and an incredible memory. And so we're just going to try and keep it together here and honor this group, this class of 2020, and this basketball team, and the things that they've done and accomplished that, in my opinion, are well beyond the basketball court. We have 3 awards that we're going to give out today. The first one is for the most outstanding player, the individual or individuals who I believe most impacted team success by their statistical input or impact. And this year, I'm going to do the same thing I did last year because I can and because I think it's what's right. I can't pick one most outstanding player. We have 2 young men who, are just exceptional in terms of their statistical impact. There were times during this season where one or the other kind of carried us through difficult situations or won a game for us in a critical time. And so again, for the second year in a row, our most outstanding players are E.J. Bird and Yashim Kendrick. I'm so excited that both of these young men will be continuing their basketball careers beyond Cramerton, and as they'll be going on and playing at the collegiate level. And certainly it represents a lot of dedication and hard work. EJ, Yosh, just really proud of you guys and excited that all your time and effort has paid off, and you'll be continuing in the next chapter of your career. And so we'll be there, we'll be watching, we'll be cheering. I think a memory I will never forget was our last home game. It is very rare for a high school player to score 1,000 points. It's even more rare for a high school player to score 1,500 points. In our last home game, the first round of the state tournament, we went into the game with EJ needing 14 points to reach 1,500 for his career, and Yoshi needing 47. And I told Coach Hill and Andy Nicholson at the table, they were prepared, they were counting the points. We were expecting that at some point in the second or third quarter, we would pause the game and recognize EJ scoring his 1,500th career point. To be quite honest, I was not expecting that with Yoshi being 47 points away from 1,500, that he would get there. He did not know that, but incredibly within the flow of the game, he got there. And didn't shoot too much, didn't overextend himself, was just feeling it. And it is a special memory that I'll have of that last home game and those 2 guys reaching that accomplishment at the same time. You guys have had an incredible career, so proud of you, and so congratulations to our most outstanding players, E.J. Bird and Yoshi Kendrick. Our Coaches Award goes to a young man who's, if he told me tomorrow, Coach, I want to take over and I want to coach the basketball teams at Cramerton, I'd say, here you go, bud, take it and do it. And he'd probably do a better job than I am. He's been a coach on the floor for 4 seasons. He's incredibly mature. He never gets rattled. He brings a work ethic and an intensity. He is incredibly consistent every day, shows up to practice, shows up to go to work, works harder than anybody. Coach Brown shared in the soccer awards the same thing I see as a basketball coach. He's just kind of the heart of the team. He keeps everybody together. and on the field, he just controls the game. And the same is true on a basketball court. Um, Lance Sparrow is our Coaches Award winner, and just honestly, Lance has not received the awards from the state and the conference that he should have received for his outstanding play. Lance does so many things that impact team success that don't show up on a stat book. He always knows the right plays. He's always making the right pass, setting the right pick. He's always in the right position. He just has a mastery of the game that's exceptional, and it's unfortunate that other coaches don't recognize that when they're voting for who the standouts are. But I want Lance to know I do, and so much of our success over the last 4 years is based on his ability to be aware of the situation, and I appreciate even the times when I've needed Lance to kind of reframe my attitude and my demeanor, and just couldn't be more proud of Lance and all he's accomplished, and the coaches, and so he's well deserving of this year's Coaches Award. Our Crusader Award goes to the individual who demonstrates Christ-like character. And again, I can't say enough about this young man. His work ethic, his spirit. As a senior this year, many of us who've been on athletic teams know that by the time you're a senior, you're usually ordering the freshmen and sophomores around, telling them to get water or grab bags or pick up the balls or whatever little jobs need to be done. But this young man has never had the attitude that somebody else should serve him. He's always had the attitude of how can I help, what can I do. On the soccer field this year, when one of the starters forgot a jersey, he took off his jersey, sacrificed his ability to play, and gave it to his teammate. And that just epitomizes the spirit and character of this young man. He's not about himself. He's about the team. He's about, just all the right things. I couldn't be more proud of him. This guy, this year's Crusader Award goes to Jordan Owens, and we're going to miss you, Jordan. I hope you're right that you're going to be around to help out next year, because we'll put you to work. As Coach Brown alluded to in the soccer awards, he and I both wanted to do something to recognize the class of 2020. So this year, our male athletes in the class of 2020 will be receiving what we are calling the Legacy Award. And so while all of our award recipients this year are seniors, there's two other individuals, Jace Norris and Justin Hill. Jace has just been a constant source of levity, mostly appropriate, but times when things are stressful, intense, he's able to calm us down with levity and laughter. And I don't want to understate how valuable that is. And he's just been kind of the heart and the spirit of this team. Most of the cheers and the joy and laughter and energy that comes from the bench has been around things that Jace has done or started. And so Jace has been an invaluable part of this program. Justin Hill has, he's just been a Swiss Army knife. There's been times we needed him to play big, and he went in and focused on rebounding. There's been times we needed him to be more of a wing and a ball handler and a shooter. He's just fit in, as an incredibly valuable piece of this program, and just whatever we needed in different situations, and he's been able to adapt. And so appreciate both those guys. And so for this class of 2020, we'll be giving out legacy awards, and I want to give the reason and rationale behind that, because it's critical. Most of these guys started as freshmen on varsity levels. Some of them were even younger than that when they were playing varsity sports. Frankly, the CCA sports were down a little bit at that point in time, and teams were struggling. They made a commitment and a decision to work hard, to be dedicated to our school and to their craft, and they have turned around. And in that time and in that experience, they sacrificed. As freshmen and sophomores, they weren't winning outstanding players awards on the JV level. They were taking their lumps many times on the varsity level, playing against juniors and seniors. And so that sacrifice has redirected the athletic programs and especially the soccer and basketball teams at Cramerton Christian, and because that class came together in that way, and left the legacy and the impact of winning and hard work and dedication that they have left at Cramerton, our seniors will be receiving a legacy award for athletics and for the impact they have. And I'll just say a final word of thanks. It's been a very special experience. I don't forget 4 years ago when I was first asked to start helping with the basketball teams and thinking, I just don't have the time to do this. And every year kind of reevaluating, do I have the time to do and be a part of this? And just now looking back on all those, I am so grateful for the memories we've made, the families, to all of our class of 2020 parents and families. Thank you so much for being a part of this. It's been such a joy. The memories we've made, the tournaments, and the way you guys took care of food and the meals and just the fellowship and camaraderie, and that's something I'll never forget. And I'm so grateful that I jumped in and was able to be a part of this and along for the ride. And so thank you to all of our families who've pitched in along the way to make this possible, the sacrifices you've made. Thank you again to Coach Hill and Andy Nicholson, Coach Hill, who keeps our books, and just, there are so many little details that keep a game flowing orderly and organized, and he's just on top of that and ahead of the game, and always has valuable comments and input. Andy Nicholson, who's been the voice of the Crusaders, and both of them who've been so critical on game days and getting officials together and all the things that go on behind the scenes, and I'm incredibly grateful. And finally, I just want to say, the thing that I'll never forget, and probably what I appreciate most for this year's varsity team, was actually not a varsity game. It was the end of the JV state championship. And the night before, I think we all had some lingering frustrations about how the semifinal game went, and the outcome of that, and the way it turned out. But I didn't, on Saturday morning, when your younger brothers, that's what I'm going to call them, your younger brothers were playing for a state championship, and when they won, I didn't see a bunch of varsity guys in the stands pouting, licking their wounds, sad for themselves. I saw juniors and seniors running the court, jumping up and down, celebrating. Just full of joy, and not full of sorrow for, things that didn't go the way they wanted to, but full of joy for their brothers in this program. And I'm just going to tell you, we started the chant a couple of years ago, One Family, and that moment demonstrate that it wasn't just a chant. It wasn't just something we put on a t-shirt, but it's something that meant something. And so thank you all, and thank you for the family you've created and the legacy you've left. And I'm going to stop now, but I hope that I hope you can see how much you've meant to me and my life as a coach, as a person. I'm just so proud of you, and excited for what's next. We're going to miss you all, the class of 2020, and for the rest of us, we'll be back next year. These guys have set an example, and let's honor their legacy.